Namaste children. Last class we have learnt about non-verbal communication. Have you all read the lesson children? Have you all tried the exercises? At last, end of this session, I am going to keep test. So be ready children. Today I am going to keep test. So be ready children. Today I am going to teach communication cycle and importance of feedback. That is fourth session. Children, what do you mean by feedback children? In communication, what do you mean by feedback? Why we are expecting feedback? For example, if you write any test or if you submit any classwork, immediately what you will ask your teacher is, have you corrected the note like that? No? Did you correct the note? Did you completed the correction like that? No? Why? Because you are very eager to know the result. Okay. Feedback you want to know. So you are asking your teacher. Likewise, all the communication, the feedback is very, very important one. Likewise, a teacher teaches a lesson. After teaching, she will ask some questions. For that, she will expect you to answer. This is the expectation of all the teachers. Like that, we are expecting some response. No, that response is called feedback. Sometimes a feedback could be a non-verbal smiles, signs, etc. Sometimes it is oral, as when you react to a colleague's ideas with questions or comments. Feedback can also be returned like replying to an email. Is your audience response. It enables you to evaluate the effectiveness of your message. If your audience does not understand what you mean, you can tell by the response and then refine the message accordingly. Feedback is very essential in communication so as to know whether the recipient has understood the message in the same terms as intended by the sender and whether he agrees to the message or not. Feedback is an important part of communication cycle. It is important that the sender receives an acknowledgement from the receiver about getting the message across for effective communication. For example, in work environment, you are observing someone's work and then you are giving feedback. That feedback helps to improve their performances. Feedback can be positive or negative. A good feedback is always specific, helpful and kind. Now, let us talk. 3 types of feedback are there. One is positive feedback, second one is negative feedback, third one is no feedback. Children, what do you mean by positive feedback? Positive feedback means you are appreciating someone for his work. Let me give you some examples for positive feedback now. Example number 1. I noticed you finished the work perfectly. Great job. Second one. I really appreciate you taking that call. Can you please Though constructive criticism is important to utilize sometimes, providing positive feedback is often more beneficial. It can help your team feel motivated and engaged in their work. It also helps them understand your company's standards. Too much criticism can decrease morale and make team members feel self-conscious about their ability to fulfill their roles. With the right mix of positive feedback and constructive criticism, they can instead feel proud of their accomplishments while understanding what skills need to improve. Next one is negative feedback. When you provide positive feedback, you are telling your team members what they are doing correctly and they should continue to do. Negative feedback is the opposite, as it focuses on what they did wrong or what they need to improve. Negative feedback is the process of pointing out what someone is doing poorly and telling him how to change it. It also can involve telling a person that the attitude he is displaying is inappropriate and the habits are causing problems. Processing and acting on negative feedback is not always easy. It can make us defensive, angry, and self conscious, which subsequently impairs our effectiveness. Let us see how to react for the negative feedback. If you get any negative feedback in your life, first you have to listen carefully. First, there is no question that not interrupting and listening carefully is the right thing to do when you are getting negative feedback. That is familiar counsel. What's often left undiscussed is the question of what exactly is it that you should be listening for. There are several good reasons to maintain silence when you are on the receiving end. Of course, you want to understand exactly what the criticism is before you react to it, but you need to be listening for other things too. What is the intent? What is the motive? If the person who is giving you feedback is someone who is usually trustworthy and reliable, this is feedback you will want to pay close attention to. If the individual is egoistical or is into one-upmanship or has a tendency to dramatize, you should still be professional what's being said, but consider the source and take it with a grain of salt. Next one is, don't get defensive. When the other person's criticisms seem inaccurate, ill-informed, petty, irrational, or just plain word, it's easy to become defensive. Even when your criticizer is factually wrong, the response "you are wrong" won't ever be helpful. Not even if you. The key is to listen to the other person without planning our reply. Simply nodding until the other person has completely finished will make sure that your counterpart has said everything intended. Asking questions helps eliminate the appearance of defensiveness and keeps us from immediately jumping in to justify our actions. Ask, I want to be sure I understand what you are saying. Do I have it right that you feel? That question can help the other individual communicate clearly whatever his or her core message may be. Asking for examples may help you gain useful insights that are buried in the unconstructive message. Next one is, ask for time. Unless the negative feedback concerns something that is right on the spot fixable, it's good to ask for time to consider what your informant has told to you. This provides several benefits. It diffuses the immediate situation. It tells the other person that you consider their feedback important enough that you want to consider it carefully and calmly. But then close it off. Don't over apologize. Apologize once if necessary, sincerely and maturely. Remember that criticism and negative feedback are a fact of life. Learn from your mistakes and move on. Third type is no feedback. If a feedback is not given, then the person who has given the message or the sender does not get to know that you have understood it. So, feedback becomes very important for communication nowadays. Communication is incomplete without feedback. Now I will give two examples for negative feedback. You keep forgetting to smile at the hotel guests when you talk to them. Example 2. You take really long to reply to emails. Are you always so busy? No feedback. If you are not giving any feedback, just writing no feedback and keeping in your hand means it shows you are indicating disagreement of ideas posed to you. I'll read the example for no feedback. It is also a feedback in itself which indicates disagreement of ideas. A good feedback must possess the following qualities. It should be specific, it should be timely, it must be polite, it should offer continuing support. Feedback, if shared properly, can help reinforce existing strengths and can increase the recipient's abilities to rectify errors. It can have a long-term effect in managing and achieving goals. When you are giving feedback, you must tell the feedback specific. Avoid general comments. Try to include examples to clarify your statement. Offering alternatives rather than just giving advice allows the receiver to decide what to do with your feedback. Timely. You have to give the feedback timely. Being prompt is the key, since feedback loses its impact if delayed for too long. Polite. While it is important to share feedback, the recipient should not feel offended by the language of the feedback. When you are commenting, you should not use harsh words. You must be very polite. Offering continuing support. After recipients know you are available for support. Next topic is importance of feedback. Feedback is the final component and one of the most important factors in the process of communication, since it is defined as the response given by the receiver to the sender. Why it is very important? Because it validates effective listening. It motivates, it is always there, it boosts learning, it improves performance. Because of these qualities, we are telling feedback is most important. It validates effective listening means the person who is providing the feedback, he knows that their feedback provides some value. It motivates means a feedback can motivate people to build better work relationships and continue the good work that is being appreciated. As students, you people comment the teachers, whatever teachers do. Yes or no? So, each and every time you are talking, you tend to comment about people. So, commenting or giving feedback is always there. It boosts learning. Feedback to remain focused on goals. It helps to plan better and develop improved products and services. Next one is it improves performance. Feedback can help to form better decisions to improve and increase performance. These are the 5 important aspects of feedback. So from this session, what we learned, children, what is feedback and the importance of feedback, the types of feedback. We learned how to give a good feedback. In this video, I attached the exercise, children. Go through that and answer the questions, children.